Testing. Test, test. Hello there, test, 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 test. Okay, so yes, it seems we are live, and I will tell you right now what life can throw at you, because the reason I had to interrupt the stream was because an urgent alarm went off in the sewage well, out of all the things that can go wrong. Whew. So I hope we're okay now, but and I thought I was gonna have this nice moment and do some guitar maintenance with you guys, and the alarm of the sewage well goes off. So that's where we are. But on the positive side, I think we actually did a pretty good job with our spot leveling, our fret leveling here. So I think we're almost done, but it would be interesting to show you how it looks right now, because right now it looks kind of bad. Let's see if I can... sorry about showing my face. There we go. No. Okay. So here's what I've done. And you can see this fret wire does not look good. You can see some clear scratches there. And yeah, that's what we got to get rid of when polishing. And also you can see there are like black spots here, and that's from the permanent marker. That's not going to be an issue. As soon as we start crowning and sandpapering and doing all that stuff, it's going to go away. Let's see. Can I... Oh, this is cool. Well, I thought it was cool, but it wasn't cool. So okay, so yeah, this is what we have to fix now. I think we're going to do some final checks now with fret rocker. But I think we're okay in terms of a fret leveling here, or almost okay at least. So we are soon going to proceed to the next step. Woo! Almost dropped the phone. I got so traumatized by the sewage issue, I almost dropped my phone. Oh, cancel. There we go. So, now I just need to find the freaking comments. Hide chat view. Is anybody out there? Okay. Cool. Is Instagram saying something? So let's just do some final fret rocking stuff. So if you did attend my previous stream, I'm still struggling with the mic stand here. If you did attend my previous stream, then you saw me do this. Hey, let's go! Matthew, what does the fox say? Nobody ever told me in high school. I don't know, that's not a Swedish saying, so I can't tell you. The fox, I think the fox sounds like a dog, doesn't it? So it probably said, woof, woof. The fox said, woof, woof, just like a dog. That's the best my creative rock and roll brain, Swedish rock and roll brain can come up with right now. So here's the file I'm using. And you can see it has diamond in the middle, and then it's just plain on the edges, and that's because the sides are gonna rest on the adjacent frets so that I don't accidentally remove too much. And that's pretty much the sole reason why whoops, that's not a good thing, so let's protect the poor guitar a little bit. So yeah, that's why I, as an amateur, dare even attempt this, because I cannot, with this tool, I can't really overdo it. So that's a good thing, because I tend to overdo things. If you've been following me, I like overdoing things. What the freaking hell? Come on. Okay, well, I'm really done with this. Who's Kliss? I'm Kliss. That's an old joke. Kliss is cool. I had an attempt at a humorous video many years ago where I said, Kliss is cool. So that's why I threw it in there. Do you watch Demon Slayer? Yeah, I actually do. My kids watch it a lot. So I went to the movies and saw the Demon Slayer movie. I kind of enjoyed it. My expectations were low and it took me a while to get into it, but that's because I'm not used to going to the movies. So I got a really tall dude in front of me and I just couldn't see because it was in Japanese. I had to read the subtitles and the tall dude prevented me from doing that. So I didn't understand a whole lot, but it seems the tall dude got tired after an hour or so. So he kind of sank down in his chair and I guess started sleeping or something. And then I started seeing the subtitles and all of a sudden I could understand what the movie was about. Hey, how's my ear? Thanks for asking, man. So my ear finally, after 4 surgery attempts, the eardrum is healed. But unfortunately, after all those surgeries, it's still kind of messed up. So I will likely not really get my hearing fully back. I hope it's going to get better. It is a little bit better. It's more stable than it has ever been before because I sort of had a constant ear infection for years when I had the rupture. So thanks for asking. It's better. And I'm not going to surgery, at least not for the ear, in a long time. Thanks for asking. Nafim, what's up? Okay. Let's grab the file. Kanax from Finland, how are you doing? So in order to use this fret counting file, I'm gonna have to remove the strings. Now, because I'm a cheap bastard and I think these are pretty new strings, I was actually contemplating putting on 08 strings on this guitar, but since the strings look fine, I'm actually just gonna detach them from the tremolo. See if I can show you that. Yeah, here's the tremolo. So I'm gonna just do this. Breathing exercise, yeah, I wouldn't need that. Gotta breathe. So I'm just detaching the strings now, and I hope to reuse them again, cheap as I am. Well, I'm not cheap. Why wouldn't you make the most out of your strings? And after all, this guitar has pretty expensive strings. It's those Elixir strings. They do last longer, and the point is kind of you don't have to. I don't like removing the strings on this kind of tremolo. Hopefully we'll be okay. And I had a piece of metal or something fall into the trem. Let's see if I can get it out of there. Yep, thank you. It's a good thing with having a, I don't know, magnetic plier. Is that a word? I think so. Well, anyhow, I got rid of the metal. What's the difference between he and HH? Humbucker. Sorry, Paulo, what do you mean? What kind of pickups? I didn't get that. Okay, so strings are no more. Goodbye, strings. Strings are gone. I'm struggling a little bit to find the best angle here. Maybe this is better. Okay, strings are no more. Now it gets interesting. So what I'm gonna do now is I have this tool that allows me to determine whether these frets are wide or narrow. Now I already know the answer. They definitely should be narrow. We're gonna try it anyway. So it says if the gauge rests on the fretboard, no, then it's a wide fret, yeah. So it doesn't. It's this kind of tool that has this little hole where the fret wire goes. And if the fret wire goes into there, it is considered a narrow fret. And then you use the narrow or medium part of the file, which is this. And if it's wide, which it is, then I use the the other part of the file. Let's see if I can on the mirror flip camera throw. Is this mirrored now? Oh no, that's bad. I think it was better the way it was. Sorry about that. Okay. So these are wide frets. I already knew that. So I can basically start my crowning now. Now, because I want to be in control here, what I'm gonna do is to use the marker pen here so I can see exactly what I've done. And again, it doesn't matter if there's some marking left on the fret wire, because I will be polishing the frets afterwards and it will all be gone. I do want to avoid, I guess, drawing on the actual fretboard, though I doubt that's an issue. I could probably easily remove it, so I'm not too concerned about that. Do you think putting an EMG81 bridge pickup and a Sustainiac neck bridge would be difficult to install in a Stratocaster? I've never installed a Sustainiac. I think it's battery powered, so I guess you need a bit of space. In a Stratocaster, you should have lots of space. But I can't tell you because I've never done it. In a worst case scenario, you're going to have to remove some wood for that. And that can be a little bit touchy if you have an expensive guitar or if you're just worried about messing up. I don't like EMG81s. I had an Ibanez with them and I think they're way too loud and no... I mean, if you're doing metal maybe, but I'd rather have the dynamics. Okay, let's try this. Oh yeah. So you can already see how it's more narrow. I'm kind of sick of this microphone stand now, or this camera stand. So I'm gonna switch. Just doesn't make any sense to use this right now, at least. Let's see if this is better. Maybe this won't be stable enough because I'm shaking the whole table as I'm working, but it's worth a shot because it's pissing me off a little bit. There we go. Let's see if this is any better. Okay. I think the whole place is going to be shaking now, but I think it's going to be worth it. So maybe you can see here, I'm going to try to show you the, yep. So here you can see how I started working. And the problem here is that there's still a bit of the black surface means it's still flat. So probably I'm going to have to get rid of all the black and then the fret will be round and I can proceed to the next one. There. Oh, that's a better angle, finally. Okay, so let's do it some more. Again, just working on fret 24. You have many more frets to go. Now, if you're very worried about the finish, and maybe I should be, but then you would be a little bit concerned about maybe the metal going everywhere, because this is kind of metal dust, metal powder. But I have a vacuum cleaner close at hand and I'm gonna use it occasionally throughout the session. Good afternoon, Harron from Instagram. What's up? Thank you, Guitar Guts. This is a nice guitar. It's an Ibanez RG652AHM. Now what's so good with this file is I can't overdo it because in the middle of the diamond track here, there are no diamonds. So basically, when I've reached the top of the fret, when it's completely round, the file just keeps on sliding. it doesn't remove any material anymore once I'm done, pretty much. So the file tells me when I'm done. And again, this is essential for me because otherwise I wouldn't dare to do this. Now I've done it on like 7 guitars with great results, so I'm confident finally that it works. But I was super nervous the first times. It was super scary. Okay, so yeah, now it's just a little bit of black left in the middle. I'm almost done here. Dikush, why is the work very bad? Let me know. I'd love to improve. Now, the way I've understood it, when you do this filing, you would think of it as doing it in an arc, basically. Try to follow somewhat, you know, the radius of the fretboard. Again, the file kind of handles this for you, so you don't have to be as worried. But it still makes sense to apply the filing somewhat evenly. Kool-Aid Gelsine. That's a comment on Instagram, which I don't understand. Okay, so I think we're almost done now. Now it's just a very thin strip in the middle, and I think that one is hard to get rid of because it actually mirrors the thin strip here in the file. Dikush, I'm not killing frets, I'm crowning the frets. Big difference. You want the frets to be round and nice, but when you've applied fret leveling, they are flat. So if you want to do fret leveling, you kind of have to follow up with fret crowning if you want it to feel like a super smooth and professional setup. You can of course play with flat fret wires, but that kind of sucks. Once you've played really smooth and round fret wire, then you can't live without that. You should use a sand block and then crown. So I think you missed the beginning of the video. I haven't used sand block. I've used these diamond tools to level the frets. So that's already done. Now all I need to do is crown the frets. Nuevo. This is a Ibanez RG652 AHM. So it's a Japanese RG. Okay, I think we're gonna call it done for the 24th fret. Just a little bit more maybe. I think there's a brush here. I'm not 100% sure what they want me to do with this brush, but it seems to be helpful for getting rid of some of the metal dust. Hey, Thomas. Yes, it's an Ibanez. Okay, so now the black is completely gone and there's just a thin strip in the middle, and I think that one is a little bit hard to get rid of because that's how this file works. It leaves that thin strip, and that's how you make sure you're not over filing or over crowning. So now I'm going to proceed to the next fret, and I'll just keep on going. Who said crowning was fast? No one. So I've done 1 out of 24 frets. No, this is not a Kramer, this is an Ibanez. Hello there, Iwan, by the way. I think you're damaging the fretboard wood. Why would I be damaging the wood? Where is the damage on the wood? I can't see it. I can remove a little bit of... Oh. This vacuum cleaner has seen better days, unfortunately. Sorry, that didn't work. Okay, so as you can see, absolutely no damage on the fretboard here. The only damage done is very purposely done on the actual fret wire because I'm crowning them. There is no wood dust. This is metal dust. You're seeing the dust from the file. So this is the metal dust from the fret crowning. Why are the pickups all scratched and cut up? Strings hitting them? These are bare knuckle kind of vintage looking or something. I ordered them like this. Are you guys trying to find problems here? There are no problems. You can be relaxed and just follow the streams. You don't have to panic. Of course, I'm more than happy to take your feedback, but hopefully we shouldn't have any issues here. We're just doing some fret crowning. Let's see what Instagram's saying. Kernia, greetings, music and game here. That's awesome. Yukanovic, good to see you, man. It's been a while. Did I miss anything? Music Nomad recrowning tool. You'd rather have me play guitar. Well, playing guitar is fun. But in case you missed... Oh, Aki, huge fan of my reels and shorts. Thanks so much, man. Good afternoon. So if you missed my first streams, which I had to interrupt because of an alarm that went off in the sewage well, you know that currently it's school recess and I've been taking it a bit easier. And I've wanted to do some fret work for a while, and I fixed 2 other guitars. This is the last one that remains kind of to urgently fix because these frets were really flat. Shouldn't you cover the fretboard with tape? Yes, you can cover the fretboard with tape, but since this file is super safe, it's not, the diamonds are not on the outside. So even if I slip, it will do minimal damage. And I haven't slipped once. Usually that only happens when I'm stressed. However, once I start polishing the frets, so in other words, you know, using sandpaper and using other tools, then typically you would protect the fretboard. And the way I usually do it is with one of these tools. The fretboard is maple, yes. Should be a bit of bird's eye, but not as much as I had hoped for when ordering it. Can you tell me what is the space between the string and the frets? I don't remember. I think it's going to improve after this because I did some fret leveling. Should be able to get like 1.2 millimeters on the 12th fret high E string. So you can see there's still a little bit left from the marker pen there, so I'm not completely done. Okay, so there I slipped. But there is no scratch or anything on the fretboard. Again, it's kind of soft surface here. The finish on the fretboard is lacquer, I think is the word. Lack in Swedish. But of course, when doing this, it's important to, work your way slowly. This finish is kind of sensitive, so you don't want to hit it hard with a tool or something. Yep, lots of frets left. We've only done, well, almost 2 frets now. And I do think that the bottom frets, like the 5 last frets, they are not in a bad shape. But all the way to like, yeah, fret 5 or something like that, I'm gonna have to work like this. So it's a lot of work, but it's worth it, because then you get shiny round frets. Skyman loves my work. Thank you so much, man. Do you think the most recent Animal Crossing announcement? I have no idea what you're speaking about. Okay, but you can see there's almost no paint left. I think this one is done now. Again, this is just the crowning part. The surface on these frets now is very rough, so it needs to be polished with sandpaper and other tools. But now I'm kind of setting the round shape. The next step is to actually make it, well, polish it and make it shiny and then playable. EVO gold frets. Oh, that sounds like fun. I've never tried them though. Which bare knuckle pickups are installed in the guitar? So these are Stormy Monday. So it's pretty much the lowest output PAF style pickups. Howdy bro, Lawrence, what's up? Hey Christo from Indonesia. Cool. How can I improve like blues, man? That's a cool question, but for another stream. Greetings from Argentina. Awesome. Lots of people on Instagram as well. That's cool to see. Okay, so we've done 2 frets now. Let's proceed to 22. Fret 22, and double check that I'm using the wide side all the time. To be honest with you, maybe I won't finish it today, we'll see. We had that interruption where we had an urgent issue with the sewage well, which is kind of scary issue if you ask me. I think there are gonna come some people here tomorrow morning and look at that for me, but yeah. It's not the dream interruption when you're doing fret work. But hey, you have to respect the sewage, I guess. Okay, so if we compare here, we can see there's still lots of black left from the marker pen here on fret 22. Do you luthier work professionally? No, Pratik, only for my own stuff. I just need that the frets need to be replaced after a while. I've been playing my Squire Strat for 8 years straight. They are so flat and worn out. Yeah, exactly. If the frets are flat, you can try. Well, typically you would first do fret leveling, and then you would crown them. But if you suspect that the frets will be too low once you're done with that, then there's actually no point at all spending all that time and or money. It's better to just replace the frets. So it kind of depends. Then you have the third option, which I like a lot, and that's scalloping. And it depends a little bit on how concerned you are about the side effects. But if you scallop the guitar, then you can just almost infinitely do fret leveling until there's no fret wire left. So it kind of saves you the hassle of having to refret. Jimmy Janis. I think I know something. I'm not sure I know a lot. If you're referring to the work I'm doing now, I've done it for like 6 or 7 of my other guitars, and I'm happy with the results. So I'm not saying you should hire me, because I'm not for sale. But I am saying that with a high likeliness, unless something unpredictable happens, the results will be pretty cool, but it takes some time. First, you have to crown, and then you have to polish. And I've been going for like 20 minutes, and I've only done like 3 frets. I do believe that with some files, you have to fret in one direction. But this is a diamond file, and it works in either direction. So I actually consider it a feature that I don't have to just do it in one direction. And again, results are pretty good, I think, after this. I mean, you have to spend some time sandpapering and polishing, but I think I would have to do that with any file. So let's check it out. Yep, so you can see almost all of the marker pen is gone. Not the area in the middle is still a little bit too wide. You want it to be just a super narrow part, kind of representing what you're seeing in the file here. Because I don't know if you can see, but the track in the middle, that's where there are no diamonds. So that's the feature of this file. It actually prevents you from overfiling. So when you're done with a fret, you're going to see a line representing this part of the file. And I'm pretty much there now, I think. Not quite, almost. Now what's good is when I've done 2 more frets, or actually a little bit more, but 4 or 5 frets, then I won't be as close to the guitar body, which is good because I'm a little bit worried about damaging it. It's a very sensitive finish. Again, I don't mind if the guitar looks a little bit used and abused. It's just me, and I'm not doing this for anybody else. But if I can avoid unnecessarily damaging it, I'll do it. Okay, so I think we're done now. We've done 3 frets now. So you can see the black is from the marker pen. So if you want to see me play this one, you can go to my channel right away now, because I have a lot of videos playing this. Jimmy, how much are what? The tools? I know who this guy, he knows nothing and wants us to think he's talented. Yeah, pretty much. Good summary. And I can say with confidence, he's better than me. Thank you, backpack. Scalping is though. Okay. Cool. So if you just stumbled upon the stream, I noticed we have like over 300 viewers. So probably some of you guys don't know my work, but I'm pretty active uploading shorts, and I record lots of different styles of music, and for that purpose I have many different guitars. So I have some vintage voice guitars, I have some more modern like this one, or I guess it's not modern, it's more like an 80s guitar, and yeah, acoustic guitars and that kind of thing. So I have a lot of different guitars, and I need to be able to maintain them myself, which is why I've invested in this little kit that is somewhat dummy proof if you take it easy. And I just showcased how the file works. Again, it has a safety function which prevents you from removing too much. If you've done any crowning, you know that's always a major concern to well, basically go too deep. And if you do that, you're kind of creating more problems than you're solving. So it's really imperative to know your stuff or have a tool that kind of catches any mistake. And this tool, when I've reached the perfect curvature, it's just going to stop removing material. So, and also you kind of feel that there's no resistance anymore. You're kind of sliding. Hey there, by the way, this is me. How you doing? 433 people. That has to be a freaking high score. Good to see so many people in here. Very nice. So if we're gonna draw some conclusion from this, I think I would recommend learning a little bit about guitar maintenance. It doesn't have to be, I would consider this fairly advanced, but just at least understanding how to set up the action and stuff like that. That's really useful because guitars are made of wood typically, and wood is a living material, and that's part of the reason why I need to do this. Because if you buy a new guitar, play it for a year or two, the woods will start moving and some frets will be higher, typically around the area where the guitar neck meets the body, and that's exactly what has happened here. And then you have to do something about it. And typically what you do is some fret leveling, which means flattening the frets. And when you've done the leveling, you proceed to the crowning, which is what I'm doing now, which is basically a matter of rounding the frets. So they're nice, comfortable, and playable again. And that has an effect on intonation. It has an effect on the feel, the playability, the feel, and also the resistance you feel when sliding up or down the neck. And it's just overall a much more pleasant feeling. Okay, now the file is really sliding. So I think I'm done here. There is no filing happening there. So cool, we've done 4 frets. High five. Double tap now to like the video. Thanks, man. Trying to get. Okay, he's doing a great job. Please double tap. Thanks, man. My favorite guitar. Oof. Right now I think it's my Fujigen Telecaster or T-style guitar. It's interesting, I get these people asking me for free guitar. It's like people think that I'm rich. I'm not rich. Why do you think I'm uploading like 100 shorts per month? It's to freaking survive. And the guitars I have are super important tools for my work. I don't have many guitars because I want to, portray myself as being rich or something. It's because the more guitars I have, especially if they're different from each other, the more inspiration I get. So one day I feel like shredding, and then I might pick up this guitar, especially if the fretboard is nice and the frets are crowned and polished. But another day I might feel more like doing something bluesy, and I'll grab, maybe the Strat or something. And some other day I feel like doing something like swampy, a down tune with a slide. And then I'll grab my some other guitar with super fat string gauge. But it's not like I have a million different guitars that are for handing out. That would be cool though. We could do challenges and stuff like that. But I'm afraid I'm just trying to make the ends meet or something. Is that an expression? I'm just trying to survive here. So I don't have any guitars to give away. I wish I did. I did have some, I think it was last Christmas, I did a collaboration with, the vintage guitar, the brand. And that was, we gave a pretty cool guitar away. And it had P90s. And I don't have a guitar with P90s, so I actually wished I had won the competition, but I obviously couldn't declare myself the winner because that would have been obvious cheating. So we sent the guitar to Latin America instead. That's the winner. The winner was there. Okay, this is nice. We're getting somewhere. And now it's nice because I no longer have a guitar body to worry about on this side, only on this side. And it just feels a little bit better. It just feels like I can go a little bit faster, though maybe I'll regret that. I don't know. Bump into the guitar somewhere. Yep, there we go. I think we're done now for this fret. See what you guys are saying. Instagram is quiet. What is YouTube saying? Is it healthy to eat the guitar fret? Of course. A guitar fret a day keeps the doctors away. Hallelujah. I'm so funny. Okay, so now we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets. And that means I'm going to have to use my marker pen a little bit more now. For frets number, what could it be? Maybe 19 or something. And there, let's say it's 18. Yeah, definitely 17 here. 16. And if you're wondering why the marker pen, it just helps me keep track of how much I've done. Now, I don't really need that because, again, the file helps me with it. I just like to be in control. And I also think it might serve some purpose for you guys because you can see how much is left of the black color. And as you can see, it's almost gone on these frets. There's a little bit of black in the middle there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see that. But yeah, this is... what's the word? Tidious work. Takes some time, but well worth it. It's just, you know, when you're done, when the frets are rounded and you polish them, it feels like your guitar just bumped like $300 in value. And it probably did as well if you did a good job. I mean, a good setup is the part, is like a good part of what you pay for a professional guitar. No doubt about it. Of course, it's the material selection and how it's put together, but the setup is the final touch. I mean, you can do everything right, but completely mess up the setup, and it's not going to be a nice guitar because it's not going to be playable. It might even give you crazy buzz and that kind of thing. So do not underestimate the setup. And if you're like me and you have many guitars and the years pass, you grow to be a freaking uncle, then yeah, your guitars are gonna need some maintenance and new setup, and that's what we're doing here. We're setting things up for a disaster. So exciting. Things are really, really exciting. Sorry. I have around 15 guitars. Ali Kai, thanks for asking. How long does it usually take you to take care of your guitar? So, Ali Kai, that completely depends on what the issue is. I mean, you're always hoping you won't spend a lot of time maintaining. But the reality is that a guitar is made of wood, and wood is a living material that moves after time. So even if you don't play your guitar a lot, there's a good risk your fretboard might start to buzz, and that's when you might have to apply some maintenance. If you do play the guitar a lot, then there's also a big risk you're going to wear the frets down. That's not a super big issue, but if you're like me and you like kind of, well, you know, jamming and shredding all over the fretboard, then you don't want bad frets or flat spots and buzzing frets or buzzing notes. You know, that just sucks if you can avoid it. If you're just playing your 3 open chords, it might not be as bad. You can just have a fairly high string action, and it doesn't matter if you've worn out the frets or not. You can keep on going for years and years and years until it's really urgent. But I found that having a good setup and just a guitar and a fretboard and string action that inspires you to play, it's immensely helpful, because A, I like being inspired to play, and B, I actually produce content for a living. So if I don't have inspiration, then I don't have any good content. So for me, this is not just for fun or for, you know, for as some free time activity or whatever. It's actually crucial to my production to have my guitars well set up. Freestyle Preacher, you're very kind about the likes there, but we can leave it for now, and don't post the same comment a million times, because it just messes up the chat stream. Any bass? Yeah, I have one bass. Swedish dude, Jesus loves you. Cool, we're two Swedes then. Herschel, how long have I been fixing guitars? Well, I've been fixing guitars for as long as I've had them, and I've never been very good at it. But before I used to have this many guitars, I used to take them to the luthier. But not only did that get super expensive after a while, it also, I don't know, it just annoyed me. I had to travel to the luthier and wait, and then I had to come back, and just a lot of dead time there. I could invest that time in learning to fix the guitars myself. And to be honest with you, I don't think I would save that much time in taking this guitar to a luthier. I would definitely spend money, which I'd like to avoid, and it would probably be better done if I chose a good luthier, but not to the point where, you know, it makes all the difference. I just think it would be a little bit nicer, but it still, I mean, the difference, like the before and after feel is just crazy. For my guitars, you know, I play them all a lot, and I do this like after 7 or 8 years of intense playing, and yeah, the difference in playing feels just crazy when I'm done. So I know that it's worth it. No, this is not a new guitar. I've refret, and I haven't refretted it. I've just done fret leveling throughout the years without any crowning. So now I'm finally crowning it to kind of get back the nice playability. Cool, you ordered chips on ES335. That's a kind of guitar I would love to have. Is this how you clean the guitar's tail? No, I'm not doing any cleaning here. I'm just removing some of the metal dust. This is not about cleaning, this is about fret crowning. Is this fret life still above 70%? I'm not sure what you mean. Hey there, Jeff, what's up? My favorite guitar is probably the one you see standing in the background now, right now, the Fuji Gentile. But it changes from week to week, and that's the beauty of it. Does it take that long to crown the fret, or is that a very fine crown? It takes a lot of time to crown the fret, and I think it takes even more time if you don't have this kind of safety file, because then you have to constantly check that you're not going too deep. Crowning takes a lot of time, and that's why you pay luthiers a lot of money for this, because they have to spend a lot of time. So by learning to do this yourself, you're definitely doing your wallet a favor. But also, I just like to be in control of my guitars and understand what happens with them. The only thing I'm not really in full control of yet are the tremolos. I still find Tremolos can be a little bit of a challenge. On this guitar it works well. But actually I've had more success with floating tremolos than the ones that are doped. So I'm actually considering taking some of my guitars to a luthier for that purpose. But I'm not ready to do it because I haven't really tried fixing it myself enough yet. But I have a few guitars that I would need to try to fix the tremolo, you know, the tuning stability and that kind of thing. I'm not there yet though. This is a higher priority. Watching from the Philippines. Cool, Jeff. I used to listen to Steve Vai when I was younger. He was amazing. He is. And he used this kind of guitar. Similar. The RG. My LP frets are dented. I need to touch up. Yeah, this would fix that as well. Yes, the tail is scalloped. Can you see it from here? Or have you seen my other videos? Did they crown them? Who? If they didn't, then it's either you get them crowned or refretted. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we spoke about this earlier, but if there is enough fret wire left, then you're probably better off crowning them, because that's a smaller job, it's a cheaper job, and as you can tell, it's not that hard to do by yourself. Refretting is kind of your last option if you worn the fret down to the point where there's, well, your fingertips are basically just constantly touching the woods as you're fretting the strings. That doesn't make sense. So at that point, you would refret, or you would scallop the guitar like I've done, but that's a kind of unusual thing to do. Most people, I guess, would consider refretting at that point. But I've never refretted a guitar. I'm not sure I would do it. I think even on this guitar, which is more of a higher end guitar, and here I would definitely hesitate before scalloping. But even on this guitar, I suspect that in like 7 years, when I've worn the frets down again, and if I redo this, and then I notice that, hey, the frets are now, they're too short. You know, playing and bending doesn't work good anymore. Then I would probably scallop this guitar. I think that's what I would do. Or who knows, maybe I'll try to learn refretting, but I don't know. I don't really feel like doing that. Lots of some new tools I have to get, and yeah, I'm just a little bit concerned. Just removing the old frets feels like a daunting task without, you know, messing up the fretboard. So yeah, I'm not sure that's a job for me, at least not right now. Maybe in the future I'll change my mind, who knows. It's happened before. What guitar is this? So this is an Ibanez RG652 AHM. The tele is the Fujigen Iliad Standard. Crowning. What was your first guitar setup for a customer? I've never done professional luthiering. Hey, we got hit 2000. Oh, you like the backing track videos? The visuals are good. So, hit 2000. Are you speaking about the videos where you see me playing in the backing track? This is a question from Instagram, by the way. Hit 2000 is an old timer. I'm very happy to see you here, man. Very cool to see you. I'm gonna show my face. Here's my super beautiful face. Sorry, couldn't resist it. I bet you're really jealous when seeing my haircuts. Sorry, this is a bad attempt at humor, which absolutely no one asked for, but I still did it because I'm so bold and daring. It's crazy. Yeah, it's not a fast process, definitely not. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frets. Not bad, not bad. What am I currently doing to the guitar? So I'm crowning the guitar now, which means that I'm turning the frets from being flat as a result of the fret leveling procedure, where you level them all to kind of bring down, to be able to bring down string action and that kind of thing. That turns the frets completely flat, or flat to a certain extent. And when you're finished with that process, you typically don't want to use or play with flat frets, because it kind of messes up intonation, or it messes up the feel when sliding. It's just not a very nice feeling. If you've ever played an instrument with perfectly polished and round frets, you know that it's a very nice feeling, and it kind of inspires you to play all over the fretboard. So that's the process I'm doing. I'm crowning the frets. I'm making the top of the frets round instead of flat. And for this purpose, I use a special safety file, which is called S file. I'm not sponsored or anything. I bought this kit from Music Man, and I like it because it has this this safety feature. As you can see, there are, or as you hopefully can see, yeah, it's basically diamonds. There are no diamonds in the middle part, and that kind of means that when I've achieved that round profile of the frets, the file is going to stop removing material, and I'm just going to feel that it's just sliding back and forth without any resistance. And that's when I know that the diamonds are no longer actively filing down the fret wire. So it means I'm done with that specific fret, and I can proceed to the next one. It's a slow process though, and you can see maybe there's a bit of powder here, a bit of dust, and that's coming from the fret wire. It's metal dust. Does anybody remember that old Faith No More album, Angel Dust? Where they did a cover of, I think it was Lionel Richie's Easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. I don't know why I came to think of that. Will it be sanding off actual bits of metal, or is it just cleaning? No, it is metal. Crowning is more work than leveling. Yeah, I would agree. Why don't you use, oops. Why don't you use masking tape? Yeah, you could use masking tape, but this fret file is not, it's safe because the diamonds are on the inside. So if I do this, I'm not filing off anything of my finger. It's completely soft because the diamonds are on the inside. So if I happen to slip, it doesn't do anything unless I'm really pushing speed. But the key is really to take it easy. Oh, I'm just gonna see if Hit 2000 replied here. It helps me follow the backing track. I mean the chords. Thanks for the backing track videos. So chords, I think I had like a tab. Is that what you meant, Hit 2000? I had a tab with the tab with the backing track. Okay, so there's a little bit of black left, and that's the reason why I used a permanent marker on the fret before crowning, is just to visually be able to see how I'm doing. Now, I think I should be done now. I'm using this brush to remove some of that methyl dust. Yeah, I'm done. So one more fret. Cool. Try wipe down after every use and use string conditioner. It should keep. Yeah, that's always a good thing, a string conditioner. Ibanez RG, yes, it's a 652 AHM. Joshua, compose a song, do it and share it with us, man. Best to take it to a guitar tech or luthier so we can explain to you how to care for it. So next time you know how to clean. Yeah. I mean, if you know what guitar you have, and especially if you know different woods used in it, in the fretboard, and you can also do a little bit of Googling and, you know, understand what kind of fret conditioner you need to order. I think it's a pretty simple rule, right? If you use like a dark wood or like what's called rosewood fretboard, then you would typically use something like lemon oil. And if you have a lacquered or maple fretboard, you would typically not use anything. Just clean it. Just clean it with a cloth, or apply slightly wet cloth if it's very dirty. As a vouch for doing zero repair maintenance, it's really best to consult a professional to guide you through it first so you won't make any mistake. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna do something like this for the first time, it's very good to do it on like an experimental guitar, or like a cheap instrument, or basically a guitar that has no value, or you're not afraid of messing it up. Because there's always a risk you can screw something up, and especially if you only do it to save money, then there's a risk you screw something up and you're gonna have to get it fixed by a luthier, and you end up spending even more, you know. Like I said, the reason I do this by myself is partly because I do want to save some bucks, or quite a bit actually. Maintaining 15 different guitars at a luthier, that's gonna cost you some dear bucks, but also because I want to be in control, and I can't tell you how many times I bought a cheap guitar, and well, I could tell you, it's quite a few times where I bought a cheap guitar and I swapped the pickups, and I've done some fretboard work, and it's all of a sudden it's really awesome, you know. I have at least like 3 different guitars I can think of that are very low value, but still play great and sound great thanks to these kind of fixes. Cool. We're getting there, slowly but surely. The fretware on this guitar is jumbo fret. Yeah, maybe even the super jumbo, or whatever it's called. Okay, if you have a rosewood fretboard on your Squire Teller, then it's a good idea to maintain it when you change the strings. You can clean it and apply some like lemon oil to it. It's a good idea. Subscribe, thank you, Jassy P. Means the world, man. Okay, here we go. Maybe, just maybe, you could watch a little bit more of my face. I'm sure you'd love to see my face. I don't know why I'm constantly hiding my face. typically on YouTube, everyone wants to show their face, and I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know why. There's just something, I don't know, pretentious about it. Here I am, here's me, check me out. But on the flip side, I do realize that without having a face, or without seeing the face of the content creator, it just becomes so much less personal, you know? And especially in these AI times, it's like the first thing you're asking yourself, is this like a human being or is this AI content? And given that, it kind of makes sense to show your face once in a while. 14 frets to go. Yeah, good counting there. Yeah, unfinished maple is not a good idea. Then you can take maybe like some linseed oil or something and finish it. But this maple board ain't glossy, so would you still use fretboard? This maple board is slightly glossy. You don't need any oil on it. I mean, it's not super glossy, but it's definitely lacquered. I don't know if you can tell. It's just such a bad lighting. It's not extremely glossy, but it's definitely, yeah, finished and lacquered, I think is the word. Oh man, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. In Swedish, it's lackad. Do we have any other Swedes here? We did have some religious preaching Swede here 30 minutes ago. Are you still here, man? If so, hur säger man lackad på engelska? Inte som, du lackar jag, utan mer materialet lack, eller, ja, get my point. I don't think we have any Swedes here. How annoying this gay guy is. You're from Brazil. Have a nice day. Thank you, man. I will try. You have a nice day too. I can promise you that when I'm done with this, both the crowning part, which I'm doing now, and the polishing part, which comes after, then I will be having a very good day, because then I will finally get to play this shiny guitar. It's a very, very nice feeling when you've done those fixes. Are we done now? No, not quite. Do I have a 9 to 5 job? No, I have a 9 to 9 job. I'm a content creator. You never sleep. Always think about work. So no, it's not a 9 to 5. It's a content creating work. Some of you might know my history, but I've been doing online stuff since forever. I started one of the bigger learning communities, the GMC website, guitarmasterclass.net website, which was pretty big back in the day. So that's how I kind of fell into doing the online thing full time. That occasion, or during a while, it grew a little bit out of hand, and became a big thing where I had lots of instructors, and I was ended up just managing stuff, and I didn't really play or do music as much as I wanted to. But then I guess, fortunately or maybe unfortunately, everything went to hell with the economy, and I had to find other ways to make a living. So that's why at this point I'm doing a bit of everything. So I'm doing content, I'm selling courses, I'm still managing the GMC website, crowning guitars, but that's for free, it's for myself, but it does, like I said, help me produce better content. Again, I'm using this little brush here to remove some of that metal dust. Yeah, man, Jeff, it's gonna be awesome when the frets go polished. What do I use to scrub? I'm not sure what that means. I'm gonna be using like some sandpaper for polishing. And then I'm gonna going down to really fine grits. I have various tools for this, but I bought these like super simple, cheap from Toman. They work well. Polergummi. Oh, that's in Swedish, German. What's it in English? I don't even know what it's called, but it's this little thing you scrub it on and it starts to shine after a while. And I have 3 different grits. So, Mr. Universe, how did I get into this business? Is that directed to me? Well, I got into this business when you have to consider that I started my first website. I started my first website when, just trying to fix the light here. Man, so hard. Maybe here. When there was no YouTube, you know? So in a way, I was a pioneer. So the advice I'm giving you on how to get started might not be that relevant now. You know, because as I said, there was no YouTube barely. And that's why some of the first videos I produced on YouTube, quite honestly, they were a little bit crappy, but they still generated a lot of traction, right? Because there was no content. Now the competition is crazy. So I guess if I were to give some general advice on how you can get started, you know, making a living from, Parker Days, cool. Making a living on the internet by playing guitar, then number 1 is, of course, to make sure, you know, whether it be you want to make a living out of guitar on the internet, or, I don't know, collecting stamps or playing football. I don't know. It has to be like a burning passion. That's number 1. Now, the good thing I think with guitar is, well, maybe it's not a good thing, but I do a lot of technical stuff, right? But that's really not needed. You just need to be creative. So if you're very creative and have a passion for guitar, then that's a good start. Then you also have to start getting creative in the digital sphere. So in other words, understanding the different platforms and that kind of thing. And obviously you want to really take it to a deep level, because everybody can, you know, browse or, you know, scroll and do stuff, do a live stream. When I started out, live streaming was very difficult and new, you know, it didn't even exist when I started out. So, but you have to kind of become an expert in your field. Oh, I think maybe I've cheated a little bit. You know, digitally as well. And it's not just about learning different platforms, but it's, I think, understanding how to connect with people. That's what matters in the end. Even though AI is definitely growing as we speak, you know, it's a big thing, but it's useful, but people still want to connect with other human beings, you know, and AI can maybe help with that, but at the end of the day, it's still a matter of how can you connect with other people over your art or whatever your passion is about. So I think if you have those 3 skills, you know, play guitar, or at least be creative with the guitar. Number 2, have an interest in the digital medium and learn stuff about social media and all that stuff. And 3, that's the bad mother finger. You're really looking to connect with other people. If you have that and you're persistent, then I think you have a good chance of success, even in today's highly competitive social media. You know, there are people, so many skilled people. You can't get discouraged about other people being better than you, because that's always going to happen for everybody. So it's just do your thing, do stuff you love, and that's going to shine through. So while I've been speaking, I think I've been cheating a little bit. Just check this out. Ah, man, why am I so bad at this? Oh, because it's mirrored maybe. Okay. That was freaking impossible. So, I don't know if you can tell, but there are like dots here. It's a little bit uneven, and that tells me that for these 3 frets, I've been speaking too much and not concentrating. So I think I need to do a little bit more on all of these 3, because I don't want those, the black from the marker pen should be a straight line. It shouldn't be have any other shape or form. So yeah. Need to fix that. Let's go back just a little bit. I think it's going to be a quick job. Do this one. Yeah, it's better. Now I'm using a bit more force, and when I'm using more force, I run a bigger risk of slipping and hitting something. So it's not really recommended. If I were working on someone else's guitar, I would probably install some kind of protective layer on the fretboard or on the body. Yeah. There's still a little bit of flat surfaces there. Crazy. I think these are probably the frets that I've worked hardest with when fret leveling. See what Instagram is saying. Nothing. Instagram is saying nothing. Instagram is quiet. Okay, good. YouTube is a bit more vibrant. Yeah, those are not stainless steel frets. They would be horrible. Mr. Universe, no problem, man. What do I do other than content creation? What does the legendary Chris Dahl, oh, you're too kind, do other than content? What motivates you apart from GMC? Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I'm I guess a little bit of a somewhat of a family guy in my own way. I have 2 kids. One is 11 and the other one is 16. 2 girls, and I still hang out much with both of them, and with my oldest daughter, we still do outdoor stuff and go out and canoeing and collecting mushrooms and whatnot. Man, these frets are low. Gee, I'm not done with them. Come on. And the family time definitely, I found, gives me a lot of inspiration for content creation. Now, I have wanted for a long time to get back more into actual songwriting, and who knows, maybe when the kids fly out, I'll join a band or something. But for now, I'm just trying to find ways that I can, channel my creativity into more like music making and not strictly guitar playing and instructional stuff. It's a bit of a challenge though, because it used to be easy when I didn't have kids or family. I would just get an idea and I would work on it for like 2 weeks in a row, and I'd be done. And I'd have one of those songs you can find on the channel. But these days I can't work like that. At best I have like 3 or 4 hours. So I've been trying to kind of work on songwriting in a super choked up way, you know. So 3 hours there, 4 hours there, and I hate it, you know. I managed to do some stuff, but it just totally kills my inspiration. It's not how I work. So in a way, I guess I've chosen family right now, but at some point, either I'll get a new routine for writing stuff, or I'll just get back to my old routine once I no longer have as many obligations in terms of kids and sustaining my family and all that. Because it's also that, you know, if I were to put down everything and just work on a song for 2 months, I mean, it takes an insane amount of time to just finish a good song. Then I'd be totally stressed out about, you know, not doing any of the other things I do to generate an income. So it would be like a huge gamble. And, you know, if you're super nervous about sustaining your family, it's just hard to work on one song for 2 months, you know. So that's one of the things that's going on, and I'm thinking a lot about that. And I don't have a specific solution yet. I'm just trying stuff. Now, one thing that has been somewhat a success on a personal level is to just start at least being a bit more regular in producing backing tracks and stuff like that. It's just taking me one step closer, but the backing tracks are still just not really song material, but it's still me being creative and finding new ways of being creative. And also they're awesome because I love jamming over my own backing tracks in these live streams, for example. I have some songwriting lessons on my YouTube channel. Thanks for asking. Who cares? Get the guitar done. You've been sawing on it for too long. Jack Fullerton. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna hurry up just for you, Jack. I bet you forget which fret you were working on. No, Jack, the reason I went back was because I could clearly see that I had some spots where there was a little bit of, I don't know, some dips left. And I'm a little bit worried I might not get, well, I might not totally get rid of that. Or I could, I guess. I just have to work my ass off. So that's why I'm going back a little bit. I'm not forgetting. I'm rather discovering small imperfections in my previous work. I'm not forgetting because you can clearly see how I've marked the frets with a permanent marker, right? So I've used a permanent marker here, so it's kind of obvious where I'm at. But I still see some spots that might need fixing here, you know. You're not doing this because you want to get it done quickly. You're doing this because you want to get an amazing playability and you're ready to invest the time in it. So that's why you can't be in a rush. You just gotta work and yeah, wait. You just gotta work your way methodically, and if you find something that needs fixing, just fix it. What you doing to it? So I'm crowning the frets. I'm making them round again after having leveled them. And you level the frets because you want to be able to bring down the action if you have a buzzing frets. So I'm crowning them, making them round. There we go. Making them round and nice. And the final step after this will be to make them shiny. So I will polish them. I will sandpaper and then polish them. Okay, 12 frets. Gee, this is slow. I have to admit, though, it's taking a little bit more time because I'm also speaking to you guys. I think I've done this once or twice in a live stream, but typically I just do it on my own and listen to music. But if I do that now, I'm gonna get taken down or something. I'm gonna get copyright strikes. I look like Barack Obama. Cool. Pretty awesome. He's older though than me. But I can live with that. It's still a very nice comparison. Yeah, Panthers, you want to do some research before you start doing all this on your own. But I wouldn't do this if I had like traditional luthering tools. These have safety systems, so I can't overcrown them, which is extremely useful if you're a happy amateur like me. And even if you're a sad amateur, it can help you. Promise. Doombook, what's up, my man? Good to see you. I've never refretted a guitar of my own. I've only scalloped. That's my version of refretting. I scallop and then I level. Because if you have a scallop guitar, you can do many more fret levels on that guitar before needing to refret. It's funny how some people are like angry. Hey, you've been doing that for too long. You should stop now and play the guitar. But if you do feel that way, you can come back maybe tomorrow or something, and hopefully I'll be done. Or maybe in a week or so. It depends a little bit. Like I said, we had an urgent issue here with the sewage well. Okay, so I'm gonna do, let's see if I have a pen. So I have good news, because now the frets are starting to look rounder. So I think this was the worst area. It's getting better now, and that should also make the process a little bit faster. Yeah, these frets actually feel super round compared to what I've been working on. So I think the last frets are going to be quicker, and I needed that because it's a little bit exhausting. It's a lot of work. Can you even see what I'm doing now? I don't think you can. Yep. There we go. Okay, permanent marker is on. Gives me a little bit more control. Or it gives me a bit more information on exactly how much I've done. Yeah, I could definitely scallop the upper 4 frets. I'm a big fan of scalloping everything, so but just the 4 frets, that's a cool idea. I haven't seen that as a big issue on this guitar, but of course it does improve the grip you get. Oh, Greg, do you have the Music Man S file? The Music Nomad S file? Doombook finally catch me on YouTube. Yeah. Which platform are we usually meeting on? Doombook, can you remind me? Yeah, Doombook, that's what I remember. You were one of the earliest memberships. So you're one of the first supporters for me, and that means the world, of course. So I really want to thank you for that. So that's, now I remember. I think maybe you were like the first subscriber. Remember the second, maybe the second. Yeah, you're the first supporter, man. That's awesome. Oh, sometimes in Instagram as well. Okay, cool. Just have to check if I've... Would be nice to get this over with. Yep, we're definitely getting somewhere here. Yeah, Doombook, and I remember we had some streams also, I think like 8 months ago or something, where we tried to convince people to become subscribers, didn't we? That was pretty cool. Instagram saying something? Instagram is quiet. Instagram is thinking, what the hell is he doing to his guitar? That's what it means when people are quiet in this stream. Yeah, we did. Almost a year. That's crazy, man. Crazy, man. Time flies. Think we're both 1 year older. No freaking way we can avoid that. Should just be happy to be around. May I ask you of your age, by the way? I'm 44, in case anybody's wondering. There, I slid. But yeah, even such a sliding doesn't produce any marks, and that's the cool thing with this file. So I feel pretty safe. However, me sliding is probably a clear indication I should stop and could do the rest some other day. Just hard to stop without finishing. So what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we have 7 frets. Maybe we should call it a day. I don't want to slide and mess this one up. I'll just do a little bit of cleaning, get rid of the worst sawdust, or not sawdust, metal dust. Metal dust sounds kind of cool. Could be a name of an album if there isn't already. Okay, it's good enough for now. Okay, so, oh, you will be 18 January. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Very cool to see we have some younger guitarists entering the arena. So let's see. I'm going to give you a better view of my beard now. Yeah, Jeff, that's what I'm thinking as well. So here's what we've done so far. And again, this is just the crowning part. You can see here in the middle, there's a little thing sticking up. That means the file is telling me to stop. And yeah, we've been doing a lot of frets until here. this is metal dust. I'm gonna remove that when we're done. And I have these frets left. Strings are there. And then I'm gonna start polishing. And I'll just show you a guitar to which I've done this recently. It's this guitar. Let me see if I can, yep. So this guitar has not only been scalloped, as you can see, but I've just crowned it and polished it. And it's super playable. You should see a bit of a reflection here. So that's how, hopefully, the Ibanez I'm working on is going to look very soon. And in case you missed the previous stream, I did another kind of wannabe luthier attempt on this guitar. I added this, and I'm super happy about the results. I didn't think I would do it it would turn out this cool. Well, you can see, bit of an amateurish thing, but it's already relicked, so I guess a few more scratches, doesn't matter. But this looks pretty cool, I think. And it's so much more comfortable with, I forgot what it's called, but yeah. It's a little bit more like a crossover between a Strat and an LP style guitar. So yeah, maybe I should become a luthier. Probably I should not, but it's fun, you know. I can picture myself doing some, maybe when I grow super old, even older, if that's possible. I'll do more luthering work. Who knows? It's fun. Cool, guys. So I want to thank you for sticking around. It's been a very cool session, and yeah, I hope you managed to take something with you from this session. I mean, it's super fun to have some company when doing this. Obviously, work is a little bit slower, but it's more fun. So I hope we'll be doing many more of these. Well, maintenance work never finishes. So chances are we'll be doing this again. And definitely finishing this one, probably in a live stream form. I hope to find a nice moment to do it. If I'm in a rush, I might just do it whenever I get a chance to. But if I can find like a good 2 or 3 hours where I can sit down and finish it, then you can also see the polishing process, which would be pretty cool. So we'll see. But anyhow, you are the best. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon again. Cheers.